Steve, Bury haven't conceded a goal in the FA Cup yet this season.
Wow.
So does this represent a potentially tricky tie?
Oh, it certainly is. We're under no illusion about that. And by all accounts, it's going to be a horrible day, wind and rain and all the rest of it, and typical conditions where, you know, what's the FA Cup's all about. So we understand that, of course, Bury will be a tough act, always are. Go to Bury any time of the year, no matter who you are, you're in for a tough game. So we're expecting that. We understand that. So, but make no mistake, it'll be a tough game for them too.
Where does it lie on the list of your priorities? Will you rotate your squad?
I'll rotate the squad like I've always done, but I think it's vital that we have to. When you look at what we've got in terms of the fixtures left coming up, we've still got 18 games to play, plus the cup ties, in a short period of time. So I think it's an ideal situation to bring in the people who need to play, and it's ideal for keeping the squad happy. We've got a full and fit and healthy squad to choose from, so I've got everybody available. So some people need a game, like Alex and Dawson in particular. They'll be involved, so in that respect it'll be good.
Top of the table, is this the time to strengthen the squad?
We'll always try. My job, any manager's job, head coach, whatever you want to call us, is to keep improving. And the day you stop knocking down the door, then it's time to pack up. You know, I've said very lots of times that I'm very pleased with the squad we've got. We've got a full, fit and healthy squad, everybody to choose from. And it's difficult to get on the restricted budget we are at the moment. It's difficult to get in better than what I've got. And as I keep saying, you know, we've got to keep hold of what we've got, and if we can bring in one or two, then that'll be terrific.
Dusan Kuszak, goalkeeper from Legia Warsaw, is he a deal that you're trying to get?
Well, we've agreed. Yesterday, I believe we reached agreement with his club, so he's flying in to meet us in that respect. So we hope we can get something done there. Just going into the last third of the season, I just thought it was unwise to have just two goalkeepers, you know, and because you're gambling then, you know, if something happened to either one of the goalkeepers we've got at the moment, then going into this crucial period now, I think it's vitally important that we're covered in that respect. The last thing you need to be doing is chasing around for somebody on loan if something happened to one of my two goalkeepers. So that puts us in a more healthy position. So we hope we can do something there.
Is there any interest in taking Nick Powell on loan from Manchester United?
You've done your homework. Yes, he's somebody who interests us. I've liked Nick from the first time I saw him when he played for Crewe. Whether we can get something over the line, it's still debatable, but we're trying, and see if we can do that.
Will any players be moving out?
No.
You're not the call from Arsene Wenger about Abel Hernandez?
Abel's done very well, and of course you hear all this speculation, but some of it, unfortunately, I have to say the media these days do talk some rubbish. I think I've been chasing 45 players, I think, in the last month, and as I've said repeatedly, no matter who it is, who they come in for, we'd be crazy to start dismantling the team now, and I'm sure Arsene Wenger understands that as far as we're concerned with Abel, and I spoke to his staff only a couple of days ago about the loan signing, so I don't think there's any substance in that one.
Going back to Powell, are you optimistic of getting that one done?
Well, it's always difficult when you talk about other people's players, but I think it's hit the media like it normally does. We hope that we can get something done by Monday. And you know, he's a player I've liked for a long time. He's young, playing a few positions, and a very good player at that. So if he does become available, as we think he is, the next step is can we persuade him to come to us and give us a hand? And if he does, great.
Transfer deadline day on Monday.
I don't think the cameras will be parked out our ground.
But a year ago, you were in Paris, Darmin Doi, trying to get that one over the line. How stressful is it for a manager when you're trying to get these deals right up until the wire?
Well, it's part and parcel of the job, of course. For me, there should be no window. And I'm flabbergasted that there's not a player who hasn't gone against this ruling, because it is a restriction of trade. You know, it's made life very, very difficult. It was better before, in my opinion. You know, you could go and get a player when you needed one. But rules being the rules, I suppose. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's a challenge to that, because, you know, you do restrict players coming in and out. So I'm not a big lover of the transfer window, never have done, never will be. But it's part and parcel of it, and it becomes ridiculous on deadline day. But usually, in your experience, you can't really get what you really, really want. So you end up gambling a little bit, which is always not the best way forward.
Will you still be watching Jim White on Monday night, though?
It's become, will you have news at 10 still? In the yellow tie, is that still going? That's a fabulous show, it's great, it's absolutely wonderful view, and whether there'll be much done, you'll probably tell us, but there's been a little bit of movement, and I'm sure there's still a few clubs desperate to do a bit, but I don't think we'll be one of them. I don't think Jim will be flying his helicopter in here, I wouldn't have thought.
Steve, what's your priority? Hanging on to what you've got or bringing somebody in? If you were given a choice.
Hanging into what we've got. You know, when I look at the squad today, you know, we've got 24 players, and a very, very good squad at that. That's why we're sitting where we are. So we need to keep a hold of that. And of course, as I've always said, if there's somebody that can improve us and improve the squad and help the squad, then we'll try and act. So, you know, in that respect, keeping hold of what we've got, I think, is key to it. I said that from the offset. And with 48 hours to go, touch wood, nothing's happened. And if I get my way, nothing will.